do you feel responsibility because they were your employees?
I feel responsibility to tell the truth, and that's what I'm doing.
Ladies and gentlemen, the super mayor finally responds a few days after that crazy viral fight that happened in Thornton Township, where she ran across that room like Ultimate Warrior, jumped into the fray, jumped into the fight to defend her man, and just embarrassed herself and basically embarrassed the entire community. But she's talking to ABC7 in an exclusive interview. Let's just check it out right now.
Opponents called for the mayor of Dalton to resign. She is defending herself tonight. Tiffany Henyard says she is staying put and running for re-election. Henyard says if she wins, she will choose employees much more carefully.
Of course she's not going to quit. She is not going to resign as mayor or supervisor. It's almost at the end. She needs to collect as much checks as possible. I know there's some protests trying to get her to quit. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I don't think the governor's going to jump in to do anything. I don't think they want to interfere in election season in this situation here. So they're going to have her wait it out, and probably she's going to have to get voted out. If they want her gone, they got to go to the polls and vote her out.
The mayor of Dalton has had nothing to say in person about the investigation into village finances until today.
I understand everybody want me to be the target. I understand everybody want me to be the bad guy for everything that goes on in the village, but that's not the truth.
Well, the problem is with the situation that happened with the fight, when you jumped off the table and ran in there like the Ultimate Warrior, not really to stop the fight, but to strike people, it's a bad look. It's a bad look. It's one of the more viral videos that I've seen coming out of this situation here. Of course, people are going to look at you as the bad guy because you are doing bad things. You have embarrassed the entire community. You have made things so toxic that at this point, I know a lot of people are saying, you know what, we should probably have a virtual meeting. I know in my poll, more people wanted to have the meeting back to being in person, probably because most people want to see a fight. My opinion, it should be virtual. At this point, it's so toxic and dangerous. I don't think if I was a resident, I wouldn't go to the meeting. I wouldn't have my kids. I wouldn't have my loved ones there. I wouldn't be there. That is my opinion on both meetings. It doesn't matter if it's at Dalton or Thornton Township. I wouldn't be there. What we saw in that meeting was an absolute disaster.
Tiffany Henyard met with us and her attorney to comment on the report. They say Henyard released a statement Tuesday, but it didn't get much attention. Henyard says she's being blamed for the actions of others.
You're the boss.
Do everybody know what their employees do? No.
But do you feel responsibility because they were your employees?
I feel responsibility to tell the truth, and that's what I'm doing.
She has never, in the year and change that I've been covering her, never ever said, I'm sorry, never said I take responsibility for something that went wrong. It never comes out her mouth. Even her nice softball interview with, Cleopatra, she never said, I'm sorry. She can't, it can't come out of her mouth. She has to constantly double and triple down that it's everyone else's fault but her own.
Monday, former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot revealed expenses ballooned during Henyard's tenure that led to a deficit of $3.65 million at one point. Lightfoot reports anything over $5,000 needed trustee approval, but that protocol wasn't followed, and instead the village was paying off expenses from 6 different credit cards that included few receipts from places like Wayfair and Amazon, and over $40,000 for items for an ice skating rink. Henyard contends the expenses were approved and that she was not the one making purchases.
This is the main defense that she's going to have when the feds pull up and start throwing out indictments. She doesn't want to be on the credit cards. Why? Because if something goes wrong, she can say there's other people, adults, purchasing these items, and I either wasn't privy to it or it wasn't me. That's her defense. That she'll be able to convince a jury, if this goes to a jury trial, if it's with the feds, that it's not my fault. I didn't pay for these things. It's not in my name. I don't know what's going on. I'm slow. I have no idea what's happening. I was confused. I was manipulated by Keith Freeman. This is what she's going to use as a defense. And her being a leader, you have to take responsibility when things go wrong with the people you hire, whether if you know everything they are doing or not. As a manager, just basic manager, I'm sure there's a lot of managers probably watching this video. When your employees F up, you have to take some responsibility because you pick them, you hire them, you probably train them. And yes, people are adults and have agency to make decisions. But when it falls on you, when they make bad decisions, you have to take responsibility and say, you know what? It's my bad. I effed up on this one. But she can't do it. She can't do it.
On Monday, former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot revealed expenses ballooned during Henyard's tenure that led to a deficit of $3.65 million at one point. Lightfoot reports anything over $5,000 needed trustee approval, but that protocol wasn't followed, and instead the village was paying off expenses from 6 different credit cards that included few receipts from places like Wayfair and Amazon, and over $40,000 for items for an ice skating rink.
That's the problem right there. You are running the show. Well, at one point you say you don't run the day-to-day, then you tell people you do run the day-to-day. I think you probably run the day-to-day. This is your problem. You are running the show.
Henyard contends the expenses were approved and that she was not the one making purchases.
Put the responsibility where it goes. I understand everybody wants to be the mayor. It's not the mayor. It's people put in place.
Lori Lightfoot's not interested in fact.
Hey, shout out to Bro Brinley. He's back again, trying to get some of that limelight there. This is just hilarious.
But in spectacle. She's interested in political theater that's going to help her, not the people.
Lightfoot's spokesperson shared a comment which reads in part, Mayor Henyard and others systematically withheld the truth from trustees and the public about the true financial state of the village. The spokesperson goes on to say, the facts speak for themselves, and no amount of spin can overcome the tragic reality of her tenure as mayor of the village of Dalton. Social media lit up with videos of a scuffle at a Thornton Township meeting where Henyard is supervisor. Henyard is seen in this video getting involved in the chaos. Her lawyer claims someone from outside Dalton who attended the meeting swung a knife at the mayor's boyfriend.
Really? A knife? Who saw this knife? All the people that I've seen, either that was at the township meeting, the people who've had recordings, all the videos, there have been 10 million videos. I didn't see a knife. What are they talking about?
These men are attacking him with a deadly weapon, and the mayor, fearing for his safety, did go toward that crowd, risking getting hurt herself.
Her attorney claimed,
again, where was this knife? Where was it? I didn't see not one video showing anyone brandishing a knife. The only thing I saw was a bunch of people pushing and punching each other, and then someone tried to use a chair. It didn't work. And then I think that dude tried to take the TV off the thing. I don't know what he was doing. I think he just jumped up on the desk. Where was these weapons? Now, from I remember that they have to go through metal detectors. So where is this knife? What are you talking about? And on top of that, no one has been charged for the crime. This is crazy.
Claims that coverage of the incident unfairly villainizes Henyard. We should mention no one was arrested or charged in that incident in Thornton Township.
If someone had a deadly weapon or a knife, then some charges should be placed out. The fact that no one's charged doesn't make any sense to me. But if someone had a dangerous weapon or a weapon, that's serious charges. That's not just like assault or battery. You are intending to do some harm if the person had a weapon. They kind of just said it, just threw it out there. That's crazy.
Now, meantime, the Dalton board meets on Monday, but after what happened in Thornton, Mark and Cheryl, Tiffany Henyard says she's unlikely to attend unless they beef up security.
So most likely, she's probably not going to be at that meeting on Monday. I think unless it's virtually, I'm not sure that other trustees are going to implement more changes to security at the Dalton Park District. I think that's probably where they're going to have the meeting. Or they'll just kind of roll it on without her. I mean, they don't need her necessarily to be there to get some of this business done. It's supposed to be a meeting on Monday. I am willing to bet that she won't be at that meeting. We'll see if she shows up or not. But let me know in the comments. I'm sure you've seen this fight from many angles like I have. Did you see a knife? Did anyone pull out a weapon? The only thing that I saw, and people have mentioned, that Henyard ran in there, had the mic in her hand when she still ran in there, and she was there to fight because Kamal was getting, Kamal was in trouble. I think the problem is with Tiffany Henyard, she was extremely emotional. She realized that her boo was getting into trouble both with the board, investigating why are we paying this guy 6 figures for a position that he's not really doing anything with. And that, coupled with all the stuff that was going on, got her to basically become Stone Cold Steve Austin and try to drop the stunner on some people. I don't think that actually worked. I've heard that she slammed her head on that desk. So I don't know. I didn't see that angle. At this point, I've seen this fight so many times. I'm kind of done with it. But let me know what you guys' thoughts are in the comments below. Thank you for taking time to watch this video. And I'll see you guys in the next video.